Let's talk the most popular kitchen design style out there right now. Well, maybe. I don't actually have any data to back that up, but it does appear to be everywhere. Hold on. According to the NKBA 2022 Design Trend Study, organic and natural trend is on the rise, which has risen to a close second in kitchen styles behind the transitional kitchen. Welcome back to HS Design Studio, or maybe welcome for the first time. There's a lot of you out there who are watching these videos who are not subscribed to our community. So click that little button down below, give it a thumbs up, smash the like, do all of those good things, and join our growing community. So the transitional kitchen, why has it become so popular? I think it has a lot to do with the fact that transitional kitchen design blends both traditional or classic features with contemporary touches. These kitchens are often bright, relaxed or homey feeling, and often packed with storage. They retain that elegance that is often found in classic kitchens. It's impossible to talk about any kitchen design style without first looking at the cabinets that make up the foundation. Transitional kitchens are often a clean, streamlined aesthetic with clean lines very similar to classic kitchens. Their signature feature is a paneled door front, similar to a shaker, made of wood and either stained or painted, not lacquered like some of the more modern kitchens. The goal is to create an uncluttered backdrop that allows other elements in the kitchen to shine. More often than not, neutral colors are still used to finish the cabinets: wood tones, whites or off-whites, even beiges and creams. However, it isn't uncommon to find shades of blue or green as well when it comes to transitional kitchen design. If our clients are any indication, blues and greens are gaining massively in popularity compared to 2021. If we take a look back at that real data or trends of real data video we did at the end of last year, we saw blues and greens weren't all that common in compared to whites. However, that pendulum is starting to swing with a lot more color coming into these kitchens. Finally, pile in those cabinets. Seriously, transitional kitchens have a ton of storage. Remember, the goal is aesthetically clean and clutter-free. That means all of those extra little hidey holes are perfect places to stash those small kitchen items or small appliances away and out of sight. Just remember that you need to include storage that is also going to be accessible and usable for everyday items. This kitchen is a great example of a transitional design with an industrial touch. They used neutral cabinets in black and white as the foundation, then layered in white countertops and a white backsplash to keep the kitchen from feeling too dark. The backsplash tile has a picket style shape with varying textures from tile to tile. So although the overall impact is a white backsplash, it has a little more character when examined closely. The impact of the range hood has been minimalized. This helps put the other appliances on display, specifically the Wolf range, giving that industrial vibe. It is all balanced with traditional elements like the glass wall cabinets and unique wood-toned floor. What you won't typically find in a transitional kitchen is ornate moldings or crown molding. You don't typically find corbels or millwork. Remember, that goal is clean, simple aesthetic, bright and airy with one space flowing into the next. This seems like the perfect point to start taking a look at the countertops and backsplashes that we often find in a transitional design. When it comes to countertops, simple and streamlined is still the name of the game. More often than not, you'll see man-made quartz in these kitchens. However, that doesn't mean you can't use natural stone like marble, limestone, or granite. Just that quartz tends to be the most popular. No matter what material you choose, which ultimately comes down to personal preference, think thick countertops with a really simple edge structure. No ornate edges, just a nice, simple, eased countertop edge. This kitchen falls under the transitional design with an ode to mid-century modern styles. Tying it all together is the white countertops with gray veining, including the waterfall at each end of the island. The countertops are on the thicker end of the spectrum, and the backsplash walks a nice line between mid-century modern design and traditional styles. Now, I'm curious what your thoughts are on waterfall countertops on the kitchen island, or maybe even waterfalls on the end of cabinetry runs. It is a design element that has definitely gained quite a bit of popularity over the last little while, and do you think it's going to stick around, or is it going to become a feature that starts to date kitchens in a few years' time? Let me know down in the comments below. When it comes to the backsplash in most transitional kitchens, it doesn't have to be tile, and it most certainly doesn't have to be neutral. The backsplash is a great place to add both color and texture to the overall design. If you have a lot of backsplash space and are afraid of going too bold or making the kitchen too busy, opt for a statement area, say behind the range. And if tile isn't your thing, or you don't want another color or texture, continue the countertops right onto the wall for a seamless look. That all makes up the base or the foundation of the transitional style. Now it's time to dress it up a little with hardware and lighting. Now, when it comes to lighting, there isn't really any rules that you have to follow. Mid-century modern, rustic, even farmhouse style lights can all be woven into the design. However, in terms of what's most popular, typically you find an industrial or oversized pendants in these kitchens because they add a little bit of extra flair to the space. The most important part is creating a layered system of lighting. This includes recessed lights for the general space and more task-oriented lighting, which can be made up of sconces, pendants, under cabinet, or in-cabinet lighting. The same goes for cabinet hardware. Almost any style can fit. If you're aiming to be a little more modern, stick to black or brass finishes. I'm going to throw sinks under this heading as well because there might not be a more perfect feature exemplifying transitional kitchen than the apron sink. And just like the transitional nature of the design, it's apron sinks in a non-classical material. Think stainless steel, copper, even soapstone. This gives it a perfect blend of both traditional and modern features. For the last little bit of this video, I want to look at it from a more holistic approach. Transitional styles aren't meant to fit in a perfect box or steer perfectly between a set of lines. The goal is to use a relatively standard base structure and weave together a design that suits you. So have fun with your accents. Bring in natural elements if that's what you like. Or maybe you're a big fan of man-made materials. Introduce some of those in your island seating or maybe your pendants above your island. Add texture to the space, whether it's in flooring tile, backsplash tile, or maybe even honed countertops. A quick note on tile though, if you are going to use flooring tiles in your kitchen, aim for a larger format because small square tiles will instantly date your design. And finally, don't be afraid to combine new and old elements. Remember, just because something is old doesn't make it dated. For example, in this kitchen, you find design elements from a whole host of styles that you might not think work well together. The geometric backsplash would certainly be at home in a mid-century kitchen, the barn door in the pantry in a farmhouse style, and the antique brass pendants in an industrial design. However, against the neutral black and white palette, it all works to create a harmonious space. This is why I think transitional kitchens are becoming so popular. There are no hard rules that have to be followed. It allows a homeowner or designer some range to be creative and introduce some uniqueness. A chance to create a kitchen and a space that truly reflects the individual and not the crowd. Thanks a ton for joining me this week. Like I said, if you're new here, smash that subscribe button down below so you don't miss the next one in the series. Until then, bye-bye.